Ha guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors Trade. The Warriors have just pulled off a surprise trade that no one, and I mean absolutely no one, saw coming. In a twist that has stunned fans, analysts, and even rival teams, the Golden State Warriors have officially executed a deal that's shaking the foundation of the league. If you thought the Warriors were going to quietly regroup and run it back with the same core, think again. This move isn't just surprising, it's game-changing and possibly franchise-defining. Sources close to the situation have now confirmed that the Warriors have completed a deal that brings in a star forward whose presence immediately alters their trajectory. And we're not talking about a mid-level rotation player here. We're talking about a legitimate gameker. Someone who brings size, skill, defensive versatility, and playoff pedigree to a team desperately trying to stay in championship contention while retooling on the fly. The identity of the player. Multiple insiders have confirmed it's none other than Pascal Siakam. Yes, the same helped the Toronto Raptors capture their first ever NBA title in 2019. And guess what? He's now officially headed to the Bay Area. This is huge. This is bold. And this proves that Golden State isn't playing around. Their Warriors just sent a message loud and clear to the rest of the NBA. They are not done. In exchange, their Warriors parted ways with a combination of young talent and draft capital. Reports say Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, and a future unprotected first-round pick are the key pieces heading to Toronto. For a fan base that's grown attached to Kuminga's rising star power, this might sting at first glance. But let's break this down, because this isn't just about one trade. This is about sending Stephen Curry into the twilight of his career with a fighting chance to win again. Let's be honest, time is ticking. Steve is still elite, still one of the most dangerous weapons in basketball. But every season that passes without another deep playoff run is a wasted year of his greatness. And clearly, the Warriors front office led by GM Mike Dunleavy Jr. and backed by ownership felt that urgency. Their Warriors didn't have time to wait for Kuminga to become a star. They needed a star now. And in Siakam, they've landed one. So, what does this mean for the Warriors' rotation? First, expect Siakam to slide right into the starting power forward spot, bringing athleticism, high IQ defense, and scoring to a front court that needed a serious injection of two-way firepower. Pairing Siakam with Draymond Green gives the Warriors one of the most switchable, smartest, and grittiest forward duos in the league. Add in Andrew Wiggins, and suddenly you've got a defense that can lock down wings, cover ground, and push the pace on the break. Offensively, this trade gives Steve Kerr another high-level decision-maker and scorer who doesn't need the ball in his hands all the time, but can absolutely take over when needed. Siakam is averaging over 22 points per game on solid efficiency and brings postseason experience that's been missing from some of Golden State's younger players. With Curry and Klay spacing the floor, Siakam will have more room to operate than he's ever seen. That's dangerous. But make no mistake, this move wasn't just about talent. It was about fit. Their Warriors have spent the past 2 seasons struggling to balance two timelines, the win-now core, led by Steve, Draymond, and Klay, and the developmental path featuring Kuminga, Moody, and former 2-pick James Wiseman. That experiment, it's over. With this trade, Golden State has finally chosen a path. Win now. And honestly, it was long overdue. While Kuminga showed flashes of stardom, the inconsistency and lack of defensive discipline became too glaring in big moments. Moody was solid, but never quite carved out a full-time role. And now with Siakam in the mix, the Warriors are going all in on the staff timeline just like they should. Around the league, reactions have been swift and stunned. Rival executives are privately admitting they didn't see this coming. Most believed Siakam would either stay in Toronto or head to a team like the Pacers or the Hawks. But the Warriors worked quietly, made a decisive move, and got it done. Even more surprising, they managed to keep Chris Paul and Kevin Looney in the deal for now. That gives them flexibility to either keep veterans who understand their system or make additional moves before the deadline. There's also the chemistry question. How will Siakam fit into the Warriors' unique offensive structure? Well, he's no stranger to movement-heavy offenses. His time with the Raptors under Nick Nurse demanded constant motion, quick reads, and playing without the ball. That sounds a lot like what Steve Kerr runs in the Bay. And with Siakam's passing ability, don't be shocked if you see him initiating the offense at times, much like Andre Iguodala used to. And here's something else that can't be overlooked. Siakam's arrival could give Klay Thompson a much-needed boost. With an additional scoring threat on the floor, Klay can find more spot-up opportunities instead of forcing tough off-the-dribble shots. And when Klay's hitting threes and rhythm, their Warriors become downright terrifying. Now, what does this mean for the Warriors' cap space and long-term planning? Siakam is on an expiring deal, which means Golden State will likely look to extend him if this partnership works. That could be tricky given the luxury tax situation, but ownership has already shown a willingness to pay up if it means competing for titles. And if this move helps secure one more championship run before Steve retires, you can bet they'll consider it money well spent. As for Toronto, they're pivoting. By acquiring Kuminga, Moody, and picks, the Raptors are clearly entering a rebuild, or at least a retool around Scotty Barnes. Kuminga gives them a dynamic young wing who can become a centerpiece. Moody adds shooting and maturity, and the draft pick gives them a shot at another foundational piece. It's not a bad haul, but this trade is more about what it means for Golden State than what Toronto's getting in return. Let's not forget the Western Conference is stacked. The Nuggets are defending champs. The Timberwolves are rising. The Suns, Lakers, Clippers, and Mavs are all dangerous. Golden State knew they needed more than internal improvement to stay relevant. They needed a punch. And this trade, it's a haymaker. So to all the doubters who said the dynasty was dead, you might want to hold that thought, because if Siakam meshes with this group the way many think he will, their Warriors could be right back in the thick of the title conversation. Not rebuilding, not retooling, but contending right now. Smash that like button if you're hyped about the Warriors going all in. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was this the right move? Is Siakam the missing piece? And who do you think they should target next? Don't forget to subscribe for all the latest Warriors updates, breaking NBA trades, and in-depth reactions. This is just the beginning. Their Warriors have made their move. Now the rest of the league has to respond. Because when the Dubs go bold, history tells us the league better watch out.